The strike at the Sibanye-Stillwater gold mines is set to extend into a third month after labour unions rejected the company's improved wage increase offer. Sibanye amended its previous 700 rands final offer to an increase of 850 rands more per month for entry-level Category 4 miners for each of the 3 years of the proposed agreement. Now, let's discuss this further. We're joined now by Luphert Chilwane, National Union of Mineworkers Media Officer. He joins us now on the line. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Chilwane.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your viewers.
Now, I don't know how much of the previous interview you heard, but our last speaker giving a very grim prospect that this strike will end in the miners actually getting what they want. So let's look at what it is, that the miners want. While the strike is now into month 3, this has been a 10-month process. Give us a little bit of context into the areas of contention here.
Yes, what workers are demanding from Sibanye-Stillwater, they are saying they are demanding 1,000 rand wage increase for underground and surface workers. And they are saying they are demanding a 6% increase for artisans, miners, and officials. And as we are talking right now, Sibanye-Stillwater hasn't even came closer to what the workers are demanding. And the strike is now entering into a third month as we speak right now. And one of the things that we saw being displayed by the workers, yesterday as they booed the ANC president and other union members is just a frustration given just the background in terms of where we sit as a country from an unemployment perspective. Just recently we heard how Sibanye CEO pocketed over 300 million last year. One would assume that the company can afford the 1,000 rands increase. But questions have also been raised on whether or not you as a union are adequately representing workers in their fight for improved working conditions. It's very, very sad, and it's very disturbing to have heard or seen or read that the CEO of Sibanye has been awarded such a lot of money, 300 million rand, while workers are out there in the cold. It's really sad. It's very, very sad. And we are asking ourselves as the union that how can one person get such kind of money, whereas the staff his own staff are next to nothing. This is what we call a capitalist barbarism and a cruelty at its best. We are saying workers are being pushed into poverty on a daily basis because of such kind of people, the CEO of Sibanye, who's actually boosting about the 300 million rand. So it's very sad. It's very sad. And I need to state that we should really be sympathetic to those workers. They are really sweating underground day in, day out. And we should also understand their frustration. It's really very sad what we are seeing and what we are hearing.
Mr. Chilwane, just going back to my question of whether you as a union are doing enough to make sure that the plights of these members are heard. Just 3 years ago, a similar strike, workers ended up with very little, not what they asked for. We're now entering 3 months into this particular, strike. And also there's been a lot of talk about labor movement growth gains in the public rather than the private sector. Are you doing enough as a union?
You see, we are a union that gets mandate from its own membership. So whatever workers are telling us, that is exactly what we are doing. Workers are saying they are rejecting what Sibanye is offering them, which is 850 rand. So we are actually in a situation where we are saying workers are mandating us, and we will be patient. We will be making sure that we are pushing the mandate that they are saying we must push. We are operating from their own mandate.
Let's quickly talk about yesterday's events where ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa, as other union leaders, were ushered out of that event. A group of workers wearing green regalia, AMCU regalia, and also NUM colors disrupted the event, demanding an audience with the ANC president. Talk to us about, was that planned? Do you know anything about it, and your reaction to what the workers ultimately were saying to the president?
I'm not sure what people have read out of what happened yesterday, and it will actually go to an individual interpretation. What was happening there, we had a rally that was led by COSATU, and we had all the affiliates there. I'm talking about even our own members as NUM. We had workers from other affiliates, like from other trade unions, such as AMCU and others. So what was happening there, you must understand, Rustenburg, it's mostly a base where, as NUM, we've got a lot of members there. So what was happening yesterday, it was a frustration from workers saying that, can they be listened to? Can they be attended to? Because we are talking about a bread and butter issue here. So they were actually sending a message that, can you please, President, do something about our situation? Because it's, as I said before, we are like in a 3 months now. There is nothing that is showing out. So, and you cannot really blame what the workers did there. And like as I said, it was a COSATU event, and we had all affiliates there. So I'm not sure what people are reading out of that situation. Yes, it's just an unfortunate situation, and we are saying we cannot support the disruptive behavior that some workers showed there. But at the end of the day, you need to understand that there is a lot of anger, there is a lot of frustration coming out from workers.
Mr. Chilwane, I have run out of time, but a quick question I want to squeeze in, if you can answer it very quickly, please. Yesterday put another spotlight, the depoliticization of unions, with some actually saying that the tripartite alliance between the ANC, COSATU and SACP should be broken. Your thoughts?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that, and I'm not sure whoever is saying that it's actually coming from which direction. But as we speak right now, NUM represents workers that are both members of ANC and other political parties. Actually, it's a union that represents every worker in the mining, metal, construction, and energy sector. So I cannot be commenting on that. I'm not sure the person who was saying that, he was saying it from which cause.
All right, we'll have to leave it there then. Luphert Chilwane, National Union Mineworkers, a media officer, joining us there on the line.